All right. Hey, everyone. This is Rudy. Tuesday, August 23rd, 2016. Pastor Wally Drake has given me a really good opportunity to write up a press release, post it on his Facebook page. He has quite a following. And so I took my Word document out here, and I'm not a talented writer. I don't claim to be a talented writer, but you just do the best that you can with what you got, right? And you don't back down from an opportunity when it could bring visibility to our brother in bond, Schaeffer Cox. So I want to read through this. I want you guys to critique me. If you find something wrong, if you think of something I missed that I should have said, but this is our press release update on Schaeffer Cox. Keep in mind, he's been in the solitary confinement since August the 10th. That's 13 days in the hole. He's coming up on 2 weeks. So we got to get louder and noisier and shinier if we're going to, have some sort of impact. But let me just read it, and I'll proofread it. This is my first time to read through it. I just sat down and wrote it, but let's see how it sounds. And you guys, don't be shy. Tell me what you think. Do you know who Schaeffer Cox is? If not, please take the time to find out, as what you learn can and will impact your life and liberty in this country. What has happened to Schaeffer Cox can happen to you. The Lord tells us in Hebrews 13:3, remember them that are in bonds as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity as being yourselves also in the body. Also, please check out the 3 videos below. And then I put the Schaeffer Cox Inspiring Letter to Humanity. And if you click on that one,
All right, this is Friday.
it brings up this video, which I think is a very emotional video and is inspiring. It's one of the where I read his letter and I just break down crying basically. But the other video I want to bring to people is called An Appeal to Media to Report on the American Political Prisoner Schaeffer Cox. And that would be this video where my wife basically reads a letter from Schaeffer and talks about his mistreatment. So I think that's an important video. And then the other one is people need to educate themselves on the secret CMU prisons that are run by the CIA. So those are the 3 videos that I start people off with. The Inspiring Letter to Humanity, An Appeal to Media to Report on Him, and educate themselves about the secret CMU prisons. Then I go on to write, Schaeffer Cox has been placed in the SHU, Special Housing Unit Solitary Confinement, as of August the 10th, 2016, at the Marion USP prison, after already spending 5 years in prison as an innocent man. Maybe I should say has recently been placed. Has recently been placed. Okay. He spends 23 hours each day naked except for a pair of worn boxer shorts in an overwhelmingly hot concrete box, with controlled communications to the outside world, including his 2 beautiful children. Did you know that the Federal Bureau of Prisons is a division of the United States Department of Justice? Since Obama has illegally usurped the position of POTUS, he has illegally appointed Eric Holder, Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, Attorney General, Karen Loeffler, U.S. Alaska Attorney General, and Charles E. Samuels, Jr., Director of U.S. Federal Bureau of Prisons. These people, along with a group of corrupt federal prosecutors, let me say within the DOJ, known as the Polar Pen Team, have targeted Obama's political adversaries, similar to what Lois Lerner did with the IRS, and nobody was ever held accountable. This team of corrupt prosecutors and FBI special agents reporting to illegal appointees by Obama are described in detail in the book by Sidney Powell, License to Lie. Maybe I should put that in quotes. License to Lie, Exposing Corruption in the Department of Justice. These same group, I should say this, right? This same group of corrupt prosecutors and Obama's lackeys will stop at nothing to further their own career, even if that means they have to frame an innocent man by withholding exculpatory evidence during his trial. Schaeffer Cox was a young, charismatic, rising Liberty star within the Patriot and Freedom movements back in 2009-2011 timeframe. The Obama administration identified Schaeffer as a threat to their agenda of tyranny. The Department of Justice sent numerous government informants in attempts to provoke him to violence, and even had one of the government informants threaten Schaeffer's life. Lavrentiy Beria, who was the head of Joseph Stalin's secret police, said, "Show me the man and I'll show you the crime." They had to make a boogeyman out of Schaeffer Cox in order to stop his growing message of liberty. After the FBI worked on entrapment techniques for over 2 years at the behest of Obama's appointee, Karen Loeffler, and lackey, Karen Loeffler, They finally made their move to arrest and actually murder Schaeffer Cox, but God had other plans. During the arrest, comma, just when Hell's Angel drug runner, not an exaggeration, let me put government informant. Just when Hell's Angel drug runner, not an exaggeration, government informant placed drop weapons in Schaeffer's hands, a stranger walked up to the car and spoiled the government's plans to murder Schaeffer and his friend. They were forced to arrest him alive and go through the motions of a kangaroo court and bring Schaeffer in. Oh, I'm sorry. They were forced to arrest him alive. Instead of him, I should say Schaeffer, right, to be very clear. They were forced to arrest Schaeffer alive and go through the motions of a kangaroo court and bring in their own judge out of retirement. Schaeffer was found guilty of conspiring to possess illegal weapons and conspiring to murder federal agents. Obama and his cronies thought they had won, and they put Schaeffer in an illegal CIA-ran CMU, Communications Management Unit prison, which is designed for political prisoners. Marion USP Prison, CMU side, is a place where they implement Chinese thought reform, as outlined on page 73 of the book, Let Freedom Ring, edited by Matt Meyer. However, God tells us in Genesis 50:20, but as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. God is not done with Schaeffer yet. Let me put Schaeffer Cox. God is not done with Schaeffer Cox yet. Let us heed God's call in Hebrews 13:3 and free Schaeffer from, work. It requires work. Work to free Schaeffer from this corrupt, illegal coup called the Obama administration. With the Lord leading us and our fervent prayers, we can set Schaeffer free again to be with his family. God expects us to do no less for our brother in bonds. To learn about Schaeffer's case, please educate yourself with one of the 8 resources below. How about I say with all of the 8 resources below. And then I put Schaeffer's video. If we click on that, that's going to go to his video in Montana, 1 hour and 41 minutes.
Funds the educational.
Okay. You know. And then you can also go to his free Schaeffer Cox website, which is this website. If I click on it. Okay, that's good. And then you can go to the U.S. Observer. Let's make sure that works. Yep, the federal framing of Schaeffer Cox. And then you can. There's another U.S. Observer called the Federal Setup. And then you can also download the Motion 60B, which gives a timeline of the Polar Pen Team and Karen Loeffler. This is the Dropbox. If you have access to Dropbox, most people can download from Dropbox. There's a 66-page timeline, which is in the 66-page timeline directory. So that should be easy to find. There's also 51 reasons to exonerate Schaeffer Cox, which is also downloadable from Dropbox. And then you have a YouTube playlist, which we've got over 410 videos of Schaeffer Cox videos that you can go through, and that's an incredible playlist that we all put together. And then there's even a Facebook page that my wife helps run, Free Schaeffer Cox. And then there's a Twitter. Schaeffer Cox has a Twitter account. And so you can go to there if you're into Twitter. I'm not really into Twitter, but you can also read the book by Sidney Powell, License to Lie, Exposing Corruption in the Department of Justice, and she's got an entire website for that book. So it looks like all of these hyperlinks do indeed work. Now that you're educated, what can you do to help Schaeffer Cox? The 4 things below should offer a good start. Actually, I think it's only 3 things. So I think I've edited that. Now it's just 3 things. So I'll say the 3 things. Okay, you can write to Schaeffer in prison. So write him a letter. Let me say, please write Schaeffer Cox an encouraging letter to remind people to be encouraging. Donate to Schaeffer's legal fund. You can write a check or a money order to his commissary account, and that's the address. You can go to Western Union. You can go to Western Union, or you can also go to fundraiser. I have confidence in both of those things. Okay, and then the third thing is educate yourself about his case and tell others. We also have some Schaeffer Cox business cards if you are interested. send email to rudddavis@yahoo.com. Just like God's perfect word tells us in Judges chapter 7, the victory is the Lord's. Our job is to give God the glory for the victory and be obedient. Will you join us in making noise and shining light for the cause of freedom and liberty for our dear brother Schaeffer Cox? When Schaeffer Cox walks out of that prison, a free man, the Lord Jesus Christ will be glorified, and a new chapter will begin in the life of Schaeffer Cox. Please help us. Please help us make that happen. And then I put any questions or concerns or comments, please reply to Rudy Davis. And that's the press release. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not a talented writer, but we got to have something. So I'm going to send this to my wife, who can help post it on Facebook. I don't know if she can take a Word document and put that up there, or if she has to modify it to an HTML. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure she can figure it out. If you guys have any critiques or comments about things that need to be included, that, oh yeah, Rudy, you should have included that, please let me know, and we can always provide a version 2. This is version 1, and we really, really appreciate and love you guys that provide support. And so if you have comments, please let us know. God bless, and let's not give up the faith. Let's trust in the Lord. Be faithful unto death.